everybody, my name is Jessy and thank you so much for joining me today. I'm going to start this video off by admitting something to you. I shave my face. More specifically, I shave my beard and my mustache. And you're probably thinking, huh? You're a woman. What are you talking about? But I do. I have a beard and a mustache and I shave it. Probably not in the same sense as a man would. And I'm really nervous admitting that to you, and it sounds so ridiculous, but I am. In my childhood, I had a very sheltered life. And I say sheltered when I say, you know, the community that I lived in was very not diverse, and therefore I was brought up colorblind. And it's now in my adulthood, I realize now why it's bad to be colorblind, because we should be aware of things that are happening and the discrimination that people face because of various different things that may not be the same as you, may not be the same as me, or may not be the same as them. I'm trying to be really careful in the words that I use, but people were basically the same. I'm choosing the words that I had as a kid who didn't know better, and I would die if ever I hurt or discriminated against anyone, because I have felt it and I never ever want anyone to feel ever excluded. So I hope that you know my heart. I hope you understand my heart when I say this. But one day I was walking down the street with my mum. We had just finished going to church, because at the time we went to church every Sunday, and we were going to I don't know, what we like to do after church was we would just walk around town. And one day, just randomly, you know when in your eyes you see something different that you've never seen before and you can't help but double take. Basically, this lady had a beard, and she had a full beard. It was long and shaggy and it was like a beard, and she was a woman. And I did a double take and I was just in like shock. I was like, what? Women have beards? And it was like suddenly my mind was just trying to comprehend something that I'd never understood, I'd never seen, and no, I didn't really have anyone to explain it to me. And I just remember that moment being so impactful in just the way that I was like, what's going on? Like, have I not been taught something? And I remember that moment because I kind of was quite negative. And then I remember being like, well, women shouldn't have beards. And I don't know where I learned that. Where the heck did I learn that? Maybe TV, because I'd never seen a woman with a beard before, and I had just assumed that that meant that you shouldn't and you couldn't as a woman have a beard. I mean, I'm at this point now in my adulthood and in my life where I've lived a long enough life to know that actually it's none of my business, and it's not my choice, it's not my body, it's not my choice, I have no say. And then in my late teens, I was diagnosed with polycystic ovaries, but I experienced one of the side effects of polycystic ovaries is extreme or aggressive hair gain or hair growth. And that is everywhere. I would pretty much every single day shave my entire body because I was just predetermining that I was suddenly going to have really hairy legs, and it made me feel less like a woman. The effects of having severe or extreme hair growth was really quite a depressing thing. I've been really quite nervous about saying something like that because I'm scared that somebody, you know, there'll be a feminist somewhere in the crowd that will be like, you're just making, you know, you're making it out like women have to shave. I'm talking about personal preference, and there are people watching this who prefer to have fresh faces without hair as a woman, and yet are like me and we have to shave. And I've had people, mean girls before in like high school, being like, oh my god, you have a mustache, you're a man, and you know, saying unkind things, and people who don't even know you judging you because of some kind of wrong with your face that they've decided is wrong with your face. I didn't get certain friendships purely because of my looks, and people have judged me all of my life, and I in turn have judged people all of my life. And it's just since the last few years where I've had this epiphany where I've realized that I have good in my life that I want to now share. I have certain experiences that I want to be able to share with people to just spread some positivity, spread some empowerment, and show people that underdogs like us, we are made to be strong and made to last and made to succeed. The reason for this video is because I wanted to remind you not to judge a book by its cover. I'm going to tell you another time that I have judged somebody and was very much proven wrong straight away, which I'm glad for, by the way. But I was at a funeral many years ago now, and I was part of the funeral procession. As we were driving through, we were driving from one area to another. Basically, I had heard shouting on the streets and I could see kids playing on the road up ahead. And I'm going to use these words, but I need to tell you now that I do not live by labeling anymore. But here in the UK, we have a type of group called chavs, where they are in tracksuit bottoms. They're known as being quite rough. I'd like to let you know that my best friend Beanie, she classes herself as a chav, and I tell her she's a chav, and she is the most wonderful human being. And the dad was like coming out of the I think he was the dad, he was the only adult there. He was coming out of the house, and we were going through driving through, and I remember instantly seeing them and being like, how disrespectful. Like, I get it, chavs are known for not having much respect, but come on, it's a funeral. And I literally, as soon as I said that in my head, by the way, I never articulated this, and basically he looked up from his phone, looked at his kids, and basically, not without even saying a word, clapped to get their attention, looked at them, pointed up the road, so clearly at us, and went like this. And the kids got off the road, went to the side where their dad was. The dad, who was wearing a cap, took his cap off and held it to his heart, and the kids put their hands on their hearts and they all looked down. And it was just the most remarkable thing. It was just the most remarkable thing to witness, because I literally had to bite my tongue, because I was like, you're wrong, that's on me, because these people who had no idea who we were, had no idea who our loved one was that was in front of us, and yet here was the most respectful, amazing thing that I had ever seen anyone do. And feeling already so emotional about what was happening anyway, I just bawled my eyes out, because I just felt so grateful, because in that moment we were all bonded by grief and we didn't even know each other. I want to remind you to just not judge a book by its cover. Our world is so crazy and diverse and large, and we are no longer citizens of America, citizens of the UK, citizens of the Philippines. We are now citizens of the world, and isn't that so much nicer to be? Isn't it so much more embracing and welcoming to know that we are not different races, but we are one human race? I think back on those moments when I was a snotty little kid who probably was a lot more ignorant than I'd ever admit, but now I know that the one thing that I never ever will ever even risk doing is to judge a book by its cover, and that's why I always stand by a firm policy of a one opportunity rule. And even then, sometimes I give way more opportunities than one, but I try very hard to give everybody at least one opportunity to prove themselves. And I hope that you will follow by that philosophy too, because let's face it, if we judge books by its covers, we're missing out on so many opportunities, and we are not meeting as many great people as we truly should be meeting. And you never know, meeting just one person can change your entire life. So there's no room for judgment, there's no room for discrimination, there's only room for love. I hope that you learned something. I hope you didn't mind my sharing today. It feels open, it feels empowering to be able to say to you, hi, I'm Jessy, and I do shave my mustache and I do shave my beard, but I hope you know that that has absolutely nothing to do with the kind of person I am or the kind of love that I can give and want to give to the world. And I'm sure that there'll be someone else with a slight quirk about them that is feeling the exact same way. I hope that you have a good day. please stay good to yourself, and I'll see you later. Bye.